Chapter 13 The Enigma of Riley Roberts and the Plan. There's 2 days till tour. Got any idea what we're supposed to do? Melanie asked as they sat in the living room, the clink and clatter of Mrs. Anderson working in the kitchen being brasher than it usually was, but it was just as fast. Ever since Emma and Noah's mother had learned how to read a clock, she'd timed everything with it all so vigorously. As she closed the oven with a clunk, the scent of the cake slightly reminded her of the evenings when she was a teen. She'd bake every Saturday with her mother, who had always loved doing that with Emma and Noah when she was alive, too. Such a shame her mother was gone. She didn't get to witness how much Claudia had improved. We'll go according to our original strategy. We go on tour on Monday, observe everything, get a layout, and then do the actual heist at midnight, Emma said, playing with the zipper of her jacket, lowering her voice. The sun was down, and it had been a relatively eventful day. All she needed was to go to bed and sleep, but she would end up staying up the whole night because of the nightmares anyway. One night, Emma had a dream where she was drowning. Everything was so dark, and all she could see was one tiny gleam of sunlight coming through the water's surface. She tried swimming upward before the dark got to her, but then the girl was pulled back, and she felt as if she was hurling through the sea, salty water filling her lungs and mouth and nose and ears and everything. Emma shuddered at the thought, pulling it away. "And when is this heist going to happen?" Liam asked. She tried to focus on him and his words to keep her thoughts away for as long as possible. "Monday." Noah was speaking, and she found it hard to focus, and then Emma's stomach grumbled because of the delicious smells of cake, which had filled the entire room, dancing around and making her hunger worse. "Sorry," she said awkwardly. The doorbell's shrill ding-dong echoed from the house, interrupting the four. "I'll get it. Might be your dad. Sit tight, Emma," Mrs. Anderson called from the kitchen. "Okay," the girl called back. "It's not as if you were going to get up," Noah teased from across the room with a grin. Emma smiled. "I mean, you could say that." "What happened to your knee, Emmy?" Mr. Anderson asked, sitting next to her. "Oh, just a small wound. I fell this morning, but it's okay now." She signaled at the others. They dealt with it quite well. "Of course they did. You guys have always looked out for each other since you were kids. I find it almost adorable." "Well, she can look out for herself pretty well now. Right, Em?" Liam asked. "She sure can," Noah nodded. "Cake's here," Mrs. Anderson said as she brought it inside. "Tea or coffee?" "Coffee will do," Liam replied. "Perfect for me too," Melanie added. "How was work?" she asked Mrs. Anderson, dropping down beside him. "Traumatizing." "Traumatizing? Remember the girl I told you about? The one found dead in the woods?" he asked. "Yeah, you told us earlier this morning," Noah replied, even though it wasn't meant for him. "Well, you could say that it wasn't very fun. Not that normal dead bodies are fun either, but what I mean to say is that it was brutal," he told them. "It's not like these crimes happen every day in such a small town." "Brutal?" Liam asked, gaining interest in the discussion. "How?" "I'm not telling you, kid." "Why not? We're old enough, and you promised you'd tell us more about your cases." Mr. Anderson blew out a breath. "Don't grin at me like that." "Like what?" Liam asked, shining all his teeth at him. "Like that." "I'm not—" He sighed. "The body was found near the old school. Grimson High. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's apparently murder. Stabbed a lot," Mr. Anderson completed. "Stay away from that school," he pointed at the four. Hearing the name of Grimson High, all of their eyes went wide. They exchanged glances with each other. Liam's jaw visibly dropped a bit. "Grimson High?" Melanie slowly asked. "Yes, the killer's still on the loose, so steer clear of that area," he warned. "We don't have anyone in custody." Who was that girl? A name?" Emma asked. "Okay, that's enough." He held up his hand. "I'm not telling more. Classified info, you know that, Emmy." He patted her back. "But don't worry, it wasn't anybody you knew." "Oh yeah," she nodded with a laugh. I know." She averted her gaze towards the others. "Well, I guess if you guys are done with the cake, we should go to the attic." "Yep, I'm down," Liam said. "Me too," Noah said. "Me three," Melanie added. Come on then, Emma said, getting to her feet. Careful there, Mr. Anderson said. I'm all right. I can walk fine, Emma said with a nervous laugh, then walked out of the living room, trying not to stumble. The wound wasn't much, but it itched so terribly that she wanted to yell at it, and the tetanus injection she'd gotten was, well, horrible. The wall dug into her shoulder blades as she leaned against it, hand lingering over the bandage as he checked the wound. I thought you were all right, Liam asked, leaning against the doorframe with his arms crossed. I am. I was fixing the bandage. Do you know about this girl? Any clue who she might be? Never heard of her. Don't even have a name. Anyways, why would I know? No reason, Emma said as she kept looking down on her knee. You need help up the stairs? Noah asked as he walked out of the room. She scratched her head. I would appreciate the help, but I'm fine, Emma said. Not that it hurts, she completed, looking at Liam, who was about to say something, and then walked up the stairs, as normally as she could, possibly, with her brother following her. Careful on this step. Yeah, that's it, said Noah as she entered the attic. It doesn't necessarily hurt, does it? Just the dried off stuff that makes it itchy? Yeah, only that. No hurting, babysitter, Emma said, dropping down on the bed. So, about this girl. We need to find out her name because this stuff seems creepy, Melanie said as she entered the TSPR and closed the door. How are we even going to find out? No idea, Noah responded with a shrug. So, no one's heard about a girl who died today? Melanie asked as she sat down next to Emma. Not a very cheerful topic in the neighborhood. Emma clasped her hands between her knees, wincing at the action. None of us have heard anything. Noah grinned. But that doesn't mean we can't find out. What do you mean? Some stuff hasn't been made public yet, and you can find that out from the police directly. How? Oh. Wait. How are you going to do that? Melanie asked as she realized what Noah meant. There's this party tomorrow at the police station. Someone's birthday or whatever. Dad asked me to tag along. Simple as that, Noah said, crossing his arms and leaning back. They're not going to let you access the files, and they won't tell you either, Melanie said. That's why I'll sneak around to the computers and get it all. Easy. Sure you're going to steal from the police? You could say that. Are you crazy? First the museum break-in and now stealing from the cops? Emma said. He's going to switch to murder next time, I'm telling you, Liam warned, giving Emma a slight push on her knee. Looks like it, Emma said, batting his hand away from her wound. So I was saying, why are you turning into a criminal, Mr. Noah James Anderson? Liam said, tying his hands together like a businessman. We need to. Does anyone have a better idea to get the files? Nope, that's what I thought. Okay, but maybe the papers will publish it later. We'll have to wait. The tour's on Monday in 2 days. What if this killer is actually a big bad guy and we walk in there blind and then get murdered? Okay then, Emma said, convinced. But you know there will be consequences if you get caught. At this, Noah leaned forward. I know. That's why I won't get caught. He grinned. Now for the plan.